Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. Well, we spoke to 10-armed Ambrose. Now let's go ahead and talk to our fellow trolls here at Club 88. The younger of the Kai-Fi sons mans his post at the club's front door. He's showing off his hulking arms to a couple of wan-looking girls from the docks. Their clearly self-interested fawning gets them inside with no cover charge. I know what you're thinking. Some perks, right? For them, maybe. Who? Those girls? Pah, they're harmless. Having some fun with me. Hey, all this stuff around here, it's all just fluff anyway. You know that. I know you know that. You've got the eyes. Doing what you do, you know what's what and what ain't. We're the same, you and me. People in here may look the part, but it's different with us. We're legit. We've got that edge. Everyone else is just a poser. Have you done anything other than bouncing? It's not about what I've done. It's about what I can do. I've got potential. I just need to prove it and show my ba that I can do what he used to do. This cushy life, it's not for me. I'm capable of so much more. Mom won't ever see it, but I know my ba will understand. He's not meant for this kind of life either. You know it. You've talked with him, right? You see it in him. Once a badass pirate, always a badass pirate. Gotta be the same with you, right? Can't ever see yourself going back to a normal life. Shadowrunning is where it's at. So you fancy yourself a Shadowrunner? I want to be something. Shadowrunner? Sure. I see you and your types roll up, hard-edged like you are. I could see myself doing that. But there's also the triads. Lots of guys get their start that way. Work their way up. Some of them starting out as regular gangers. I'd be looking to jump a few rungs right off the bat, of course, considering who I am and who my ba is. He is going to get everyone in trouble. I think both sons are. But I think my ba would just be most proud if I followed in his footsteps. Join up with a pirate crew. Be a scourge of the open sea. I know it's in my blood. Just need to let it out. I'll leave you be there, Frederick. Or Frederick. I wonder if we're going to have to choose... Hello there. El Duce. The Duke. Let's go ahead and talk to the Duke here. This tall, well-built human has been watching you since the moment you entered Club 88, apparently a few seconds ago. Surreptitiously, of course, glances over his shoulder and the like, but you're certain he's been watching you. He finally speaks as you draw near. I hear you're the one to talk about work in the shadows. Yeah, that's right. He nods in satisfaction, expression relaxing a bit. Good, because I'm looking for work here in Hong Kong, but I don't have my own team. Call me El Duce. I'm a street samurai, good with shotguns, close combat, and I've got a bit of medical know-how on top of that. My rates are reasonable, unless it's a run against Shiawase. In that case, it's completely free. Ooh. Why run for free against Shiawase? Because the SOBs killed my wife and stole my son. His voice is hard and flat. Anything to screw them over. I don't need to get paid for. Why take your son? Profit in biology. He's got the genes for a typo immune system. You know what that is? I know what that is in real life, but apparently Shan doesn't. It means that his organs and blood can be donated to anyone. They're universally compatible. If a company wants to produce bioware on the cheap, they use sinless typo bodies as templates to grow the ware in. Human factories, basically. Sick stuff. It's not like we can complain to anybody. Officially, we don't even exist. Shaking his head, the Duke looks away. Let's talk about something else, okay? You live here in Hoi? No. Chungking Mansion's down the way, near Hong Hom. It's a real hellhole, but nothing like the walled city. Still, I come up here because this is where the work is. A lot of smugglers coming in and out, and a lot of freelancers needed to solve problems. Gesturing toward the rest of the bar, Duke surveys the dingy interior with an uncritical eye. Places like this exist all over the world. Dives where cops won't come in except with riot gear. Where people like us gather around and try and figure out how to make our next new yen. Find the right one, you can find any kind of work you want. Been a Shadowrunner your whole life then? Chuckling, the Duke shakes his head. No, originally I was in IT, tech support. Wow, from IT to Street Samurai. That's a hell of a jump to being a Shadowrunner. Yeah, well, having your wife gunned down and your kids stolen tends to focus your attention. Sounds like a bad action sim, doesn't it? Still, that's how it happened. One day, they're getting a reckoning. Alrighty. That's interesting that we get to kind of know the people we can hire. Well then, let's talk to Callum, our resident drug dealer. Callum sits with his eyes closed and his head back. One might assume he's asleep or trying to shake a particular nasty hangover, not with this music. But when he stirs, his eyes are clear and uncharacteristically focused. Shan, right? What brings you back? It's good to see you sober, Callum. I cut myself off. Got some serious thinking to do. What's going on? Maybe nothing. Maybe everything. Could be a way out of this pit. A way to do something more with my life than sell cheap thrills and cheap pills. Ooh. What's this way out you mentioned? I met a man. Or rather, a man sought me out and went to all the trouble to set up a meet and get into Ahoy. That takes guts for someone corporate. He said he's a recruiter, like a talent scout for one of the big corporations, and they're interested in me. Me. Can you believe that? Even way down here in Hoy, they heard of me. They see potential in me. Callum Ka-Fi. One of the big shots of this corp wants to be my benefactor. It's amazing, right? Even Li Ka-Shing needed mentors, and he became one of those successful men in the world. This is my start. This is my break. This recruiter wouldn't tell me the guy's name or the name of the corp. It's all still very preliminary. This was just the first step, you know, but a first step towards walking out of here. Is it really so bad here? You've been here long enough. You should know better by now. Most people figure it out in the first few hours. Hoy is a way station, halfway between something better and something worse. You stay here, you're just accepting the fact that you'll never amount to anything. You're agreeing that all you care about is keeping your head above water. It's 4 good walls and 3 square meals at its best. Some people pass through on their way down before bottoming out in the walled city or as a floater in the harbor. Others pass through on their way up to places like Taikushing or Aberdeen. That's how I intend to go. Alright, well, chances are good we may have to get either brother out of a tight squeeze. Hello, Henry. Your boys have been busy. You catch Henry lost in reverie, staring at a wall plastered with photos. And while most are signed celebrity headshots, they're scattered among them more personal images from days long past. Lots of faces on this wall. Lots of strangers staring back at me. These aren't friends of yours? Nope. Just rich strangers with a publicist trying to lacquer them in street cred. We get the occasional SimSense star athletes surrounded by an entourage of muscle and photographers. It's all for their image, you see. They want a stack of carefully staged photographs that seem like paparazzi shots in a notorious underworld hideout in Arms Bazaar. Henry smiles. If we were really all that, the HKPF would have bombed us by now. Club 88 is a neutral zone, and Ermine deals mostly in small arms. We clear the joint, let them stage things however they like, throw a few tattooed out blue lanterns in the background. In exchange, we get a big stack of new yen and a glossy face on the wall to show how popular our club has become. Kindly locks all Hawaii down for the visit. Those fame bunnies are safer here than they probably are in their penthouses. It's all my wife's idea, of course. She's got a good head on her shoulders. Callum's lucky he got her brains. I'm afraid Frederick takes after his old man. But wasn't it you who first started running guns through here? Heard about that, did you? Loose lips. But yeah, I took a turn as a small-time smuggler. Less excitement than you might think. Never really made all that much extra money doing it either. Had it been riskier, I never would have bothered, but our boat's engineer was a good friend of mine and he was in on the deal. He could tug away those crates in the engine room where only he knew they existed. I just had to shepherd them on and off the boat. Probably could have negotiated better deals, but I just wanted to be rid of the stuff as fast as I could. Didn't want Wu Jing to find out, and I especially didn't want Ermine to find out. But find out she did, though she surprised me with her reaction. Thought she would throw a fit, but the only thing she was mad about was my profit margin, and so she took over. Now tell me about you and the wife. She and I grew up together here in Hawaii. We were childhood sweethearts, but how often do such things last? Then, back in 21, we were both 18 and unsure of our futures. We both goblinized. The world was turned on its head. People said it was a disease or the result of a biological weapon. There was panic everywhere. But Ermine and I saw it differently. We saw it as a sign that we were meant to be. It didn't matter if we were lepers, because we were lepers together. Wish I could say she was the first and only love in my life, but there'll always be another. I hated her call for far too long before finally settling down here with Ermine. Even so, that call is always there, tempting me to come back, to be lost forever. Worst ways to go, I suppose. Siren song. I do my best to resist, try to focus on what Ermine has built here for us. Alright, thank you, Henry. Now let's see what the missus has to say. Who knows, we might be able to get all of these extra missions out of the way and then just be left to do jobs until the end of the game. No telling. It feels as though a pale hangs over Club 88. There are fewer patrons on the dance floor and far more hushed conversations than Ranch's frivolity. Ermine scans the too-thin crown as if she could suss out the reason for the change. Something's not right. Not right at all. You expecting trouble? No, not the kind you mean. It's just a shift in the mood. Usually when it gets this way, it's for obvious reasons. The death of someone beloved in Hawaii, or a terrorist attack hitting too close to home. This time, I don't know. But it doesn't matter. When spirits are down, people drink. When spirits are high, people drink. We make money either way. I just prefer knowing which way the winds are blowing. It comes from being an old sailor's wife. You said you worked in the corporate sector? Oh yes. I was with Bai Hu for many years, before the boys were born. I started as low one can get, but I was always good with people and I understood the politics better than most. Being a troll in a corporate world is very hard. There's a lot of bigotry. However, I turned it in my advantage in every way I could. People underestimated me. I used that in every way I could, and sometimes being able to project raw, contained power is very useful. Slowly, I climbed the ladder. Sometimes I wonder what might have been, if Callum hadn't come along when he did, but there's no changing the past. Are things with Callum any better? No, he's become even more distant of late, more secretive. I saw him talking with someone the other day, the kind of person who doesn't belong in Hawaii and shouldn't even be here. I don't know who they were or what they wanted, but Callum is clearly trying to hide it from me. I have a bad feeling, the same heavy feeling that hangs over this place. Something is wrong. Something bad is coming from my son, and I don't know if I can stop it. I'm sorry, I shouldn't bother you with my worries. Surely you have more important business? Indeed, I've got more people to talk to. So things are coming to a head here at Club 88. Something bad's going to happen here any moment now. Probably after the next mission. So let's see if we can go sell some info to Maximum Law here. I hate doing his voice, but, you know. Law is speaking into the air as you approach. His bulky goggles flash with an unusually diverse array of conditions light. Yo, T0, I gotta go, man. This is the cat I was telling you about. The goggle servers whine softly as a set of lenses focus on you. Shan, what's going on? What have you been up to? Wait, were you just telling someone about me? Don't worry. T0 is a Wampoan. He's so cool he's like refrigerant. So what can I hook you up with today? I've got some metadata for you. Yo, tell me what you got. The network runs on information. You wrecked the feng shui at Wujing Sky Tower. Subtly, but effectively. Huh? What? Law waves his finger around his ear as if to signal, are you crazy? All that geomancy, feng shui, and ancient sorcerer stuff? It's a bunch of drivel. It's all... His voice rises in mockery. Ooh, we proactively boosted our quarterly outcomes by mindfully online our beige cushions in a little circle and mooning each other. Spare me, yo. Let's see. Well, we got blood and gunfire all over feng shui. How's that for you? The penthouse level is probably still burning. Boom! That's what I'm talking about. Stone cold thrash fest. He breathes a big sigh of relief and exhilaration. Why didn't you just tell me that? I guess you just had to build up to it. Let's see what I got for you. Grab a program. Here's my surplus stack. Ah, okay. No programs, new yen, please. 200. I'll bill this as a data expense. And he said that before. Do we have more metadata? Nope. Anything new? Nope. Alright. So far, so good. So that's done. That leaves us... We already talked to Spider Shen. That leaves us with... I think the quest, or the mission we're going to do, we're going to talk to Kindly Chang's friend. Hopefully that doesn't increase anything in terms of the plot, so we can still do the rest of the missions. But I'm kind of curious where that goes. I already walked through all of Hawaii before I started recording, and there's no one new to talk to who hasn't been here before. Oh yeah, we also got to talk to the drone dealer. Let's see if Jin has anything new to add. Jin frowns. Look who's back. Why don't you go egg a car or something and leave us alone? I, for one, enjoy Shan's visits. A hint of a smile touches Lao's lips as Jin grumbles to himself. How can we help you? I'm sorry to interrupt. I was just wondering if you're all still having the dreams. This again? Don't you have anything better to do? Yes, we're all still having the dreams. Lao's voice is calm but troubled. However, they've gotten a hell of a lot worse. Jin shifts uncomfortably. Look, let's not go into detail. But this information could help others. I don't know if we've done this before. If I tell you, will you go away? Sure. I think he has said this before because I remember the other old man has a seizure or something, if I recall. I'll go ahead and do it anyway. He nods approvingly, then glances at Lao and Shiu before continuing. Our dreams have become, unpleasant, so to say. Darker, violent. He runs his hands along his tightly cropped beard. Not all that healthy, if you ask me, especially for men of our age. We come out of them in a daze sometimes. Feels like we've been punched in the senses. And the imagery. You can see him shiver as he thinks about it. Well, I said no details, so no details. That's about sums it up. Shiu? Master Lao? I have nothing more to add. Shiu? Shiu's eyes bore into you. No. Nothing. Oh, this is the same thing. Okay. Let's go ahead and just clear through this. That's when he says, we need to go faster. Alright. So nothing going on there. Let's have a chat with Reliable Matthew. Reliable Matthew stands quietly in his drone lot, arms hanging limply at his sides. He stares silently at the ground. This isn't the soft-spoken style of many Hong Kongers. He looks sad. He looks up briefly as you approach, but quickly looks back at the ground. Hey, Shan. He mumbles his words, softly. What's going on? You don't seem yourself. Matthew mumbles something under his breath. After a moment, he looks up suddenly. Can you do me a favor, Shan? I can't leave the lot right now. What's the favor? I was supposed to pick up my medicine this morning, but I overslept. Can you get it from Ambrose for me? 10-armed Ambrose? Sure. Thanks. That's odd. Well, let's go ahead and do that then. Maybe we can find out from Ambrose what's going on here with Matthew. Maybe that, hi, it's a brand new drone, is all kind of drug-fueled, which wouldn't surprise me at all. Okay, Chrome Alley. Hey, Ambrose. Need some stuff, my friend. I'm here to pick up Reliable Matthew's medicine. Ambrose's brows rise in surprise for a moment. Really? Well, okay. A Waldo arm opens a cabinet and crackles through packaging. In a moment, it swings over to you, holding a plastic cylinder about the size of a roll of breath mints. Here you go. The arm gently sets the cylinder in your hand. What are these? Sorry, Shan. I can't discuss the patient's treatment without permission. Confidentiality and Hippocratic oath and all that stuff. Ambrose, you're not even a real doctor. Hey, I'm a real doctor to the people here. Look, Shan, how would you feel if I told people about the injuries you and your team come in with, huh? I gotta respect people's privacy. Well, let's inspect the cylinder. The cylinder is lettered with a holographic Hanzi, cool blue jazz, non-smoker version. It has a stylized illustration of a laid-back lounge lizard of a man wearing a zoot suit and smoking a cigar. Though the semi-transparent plastic, you can see a stack of what looks like tiny pills or chips. Search your memory for what this might be. Okay. Thanks, Shan. He'll be happy to get those. I wonder what it is. Maybe it's a personality thing. Because that seemed very similar to how he would normally act. So, come on, Shan. Hustle. Work those calves. Up, 2, 3, 4. There you are. Okay, Matthew. Matthew is still looking at the ground. He glances up briefly as you approach. Hi, Shan. Did you get my medicine? Yes, I did. Really? That's great. Give it to me. No. What is this stuff? It's my medicine. It makes me feel better. He waves weakly at the drone lot. It makes all of this okay. Here, give it to me. Well, it's time for another intervention, I think. Matthew, I can't let you have this. Wait, no! It's medicine! I'm not well without it! Matthew looks like he's getting agitated. No. I need it. He seems to fold in on himself. He trembles a little and looks doggedly down at his feet. He seems to be on the verge of crying. Sorry, Matthew. You need to kick the habit. Interesting. Reliable Matthew won't look up. He stares at his feet, a look of angry sorrow on his face. Just get your stuff and leave. Okay. Well, we will keep this for right now and see what happens. Because that's interesting. I wonder if ISO has any information on this. Let's go to the Parlor of 5 Phases, see if Crafty has anything new to add. Nothing new to report, Shan. Thank you, Crafty. No worries. I'm sure she's going to come out with a probably stellar revelation before too much longer. Now we could head into the bolt hole. But I really would like to find out what this is. So real quick, before I do anything else, I'm going to check with Spider Shen. And I know this is probably not the best thing. And I mean, not the best thing in terms of it's probably not going to give me any kind of closure or solution. But I want to talk to Callum and see if he knows what this is. And if not, let's try 10-armed Ambrose again. Nope. And maybe ISO would know what it is. Let Ambrose know that we've cut him off. He'll probably be all kinds of thrilled. Anything new? Cool. Let's talk about Reliable Matthew. Ambrose sighs. His expression suggests that he's had this conversation before. What about Maddie? Oh, it's a BTL. Okay. Why are you giving him BTLs? Or actually, no, what's his deal? He's a shy, sensitive guy who's had a rough life. Now he's got a direct job selling people the thing they love to hate. Ambrose shakes his head in exasperation. That poor guy. He wouldn't harm a fly. But if there's someone who would just have failure to adapt tattooed on their forehead, it's Maddie. Why are you giving him BTLs? Why am I giving him BTLs? Ambrose bristles. So he doesn't have to get cheap dreck that's going to fry his brain from a street dealer, that's why. Those cool blues are pharmaceutical grade. Their tracks run clean and clear as live opera. Ambrose catches himself. Patient confidentiality. I've already said too much. He's medicated. God knows he deserves it. Fair enough. Sounds like he has a medical need. That he does. Sounds like he's in a bad situation with his suppliers. Maddie is always in a bad situation with his suppliers. He's a terrible businessman, and used drone selling, that's a brutal business. You always have a lot more metal on the lot than you can afford, and the commissions are a pittance. Maddie doesn't want help to do something else, though. He wants to hole up with his little drone buddies and be left alone. Ambrose thrusts his chin out defiantly. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I commend you thinking about him, Shan. I really do. A lot of cases like Maddie come through my door, and I feel for them. If I didn't have this gig, I might be right there with him. There, but for the grace of chrome and booty, go I. Ambrose makes a mock toast with his arm. To reliable Matthew. Hold true, little buddy. There's a rest for you at the end of the tunnel. What rest is that, Ambrose? Same rest we all get. Death in the scrapyard. Let's talk about something else. This is just depressing. Okay, will he say anything else about it? Nope. So it's a BTL, and we've had nothing but bad experiences with BTLs in the Shadowrun games. Let's head back to Matthew. They're pharmaceutical grade. They're not going to leave him, well, they've already made him an addict, but it's not frying his brain at least. But now we know kind of what's behind the mask. Reliable Matthew won't look up. Okay, just get your stuff and leave. Well, I've reconsidered. Here's your medicine. Matthew eyes you warily. He reaches out quickly and snatches the cylinder from your hand. His hands shake as he dispenses a single chip. He pulls back his hair and slots the chip into a hidden data jack. He stands stock still, eyes closed. His eyelids flutter. A ripple moves through his body. His eyes snap open, and he flashes you a vacant grin. Hey, beautiful. Boy, am I glad to be back. The day was a little dreary there for a while, but now I'm back and I'm in fighting shape. He pulls a fresh cigar from his pocket and twists off the auto lighter tip with gusto. It ignites with a faint crackle. Time to push some tin. Goodbye, Matthew. Wow. Well, that's kind of sad. I know I think I probably made a bad choice there, but after what Ambrose told me, that's kind of... Not all of these stories end well. But I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end on that somber note. And in the next episode, we'll talk to the crew in the safe boat. And you know how long-winded they are, so... Actually, we might go do Isobel's job. No telling. But I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, go ahead and click like down below. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. That'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.